What's up, guys? Welcome back to an.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome back to another tier list. Today, we're looking at events. Events implies like a moon or just a spawner. Anything that has like waves or something that happens in your Terraria world, you know, just something but like, yeah, where your NPCs die and it's annoying. What the fuck? Yo, there's a frog on my window! First, we got the Blood Moon. We got the Blood Moon. Blood Moon's pretty good. I'm not sure. I like the Blood Moon. You get the cool piggy bank. They reworked it in 1.4, and so there's a lot of like fishing stuff to it. I think the Blood Moon's a pretty solid event, if you ask me. It's got good music. Honestly, I think this is an S tier event, if you ask me. Next up, we got Frost Legion. Now, Frost Legion, I'm not gonna lie, kinda doo-doo. Frost Legion kinda stinky doo-doo fart. This only happens during like Christmas, and they grief your house with snow blocks and shoot up your NPCs. This is F tier. We got a Goblin Invasion, Goblin Army, whatever you want to call it. This gives you the Goblin Tinker and is then upgraded into when you're in hard mode. Shadow Flame weapons, and with those Shadow Flame weapons, they're pretty good. You can get a ranged one, magic one, melee one. In pre-hard mode, the best thing is the Goblin Tinker for sure. You just get spiky balls and a harpoon. The harpoon kind of stinky, but it's an alright ranged weapon. I kind of like the harpoon. Yeah, Goblin Army's fun, but there's not really anything super special about it besides the Goblin Tinker. This one is after a boss. We got the Lantern Knight. Now, the Lantern Knight occurs after a boss or invasion has been defeated, or randomly after the Moonlord has been defeated. It just increases your luck. So it's not really anything special. But it increases your luck. I like luck. Luck's kind of cool. I'll give it a C tier. Next up, we got the Party. Randomly at dusk is what it seems like. You can control with a party center and just do it whenever. Everybody wears hats. It's very nice. Different colored balloons are floating in the sky. It's really fun. Yeah, a lot of people have unique items. You can get that slice of cake. You get like the super speed buff for movement speed and I believe mining. I think it's a pretty B tier event. I really like the Party, to be honest. Let's go to the Old One's Army. Now, I like the Old One's Army a lot. I feel like people can't really make up their mind about the Old One's Army, but I think Old One's Army is a great event, great music. It updates basically after every boss. Once you defeat your evil boss, like the Brain of Cthulhu or Eater Worlds, yeah, the portals will upgrade and whatnot. And there's so many bosses. You can get Betsy once you're in hard mode and defeat mech bosses. I believe you might need to. I think you need to defeat Planetara for that. But yeah, it constantly updates as you beat bosses. This is a great event, honestly. I think it's up there with some of the best events. I would give it S tier, honestly. The music's great. The mysterious portals and the uniqueness of taking away your creativeness. I guess it was called, what was it? Creative Shock. The debuff, which makes it so you can't destroy any blocks. There's so many unique accessories and weapons. It just changes how summoners work. There's sentries. Great event. Great crossover, too. One of my favorites, unless it's spammed on a server that you have with someone else, which that has happened to me a lot, and it's pretty annoying when that happens. I'm not going to put it above the Blood Moon. I like the Blood Moon music, and yeah, I think the Blood Moon's overall just better. Next up, we have the Meteor Shower. So the Meteor Shower just makes it so more falling stars spawn, and there's enchanted night crawlers on the ground. This just happens randomly every night. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's similar to the Lantern event, where it doesn't really do anything, or you don't really notice it, and it doesn't really affect any gameplay. So I think it'll be in a similar spot on the C tier. It's probably below. We might move this to D depending on what we see next, but I think middle of the line for now. I mean, falling stars are always nice to have more of, especially early game when you want to get life crystals. Doesn't change any Doesn't change any music or anything. So it's just middle of the line. It's all right. And yeah, you can get hella bait and stuff from it, so it's pretty nice there. All right, next up we got the rain and the snow. Oh god, the list is starting to fall apart. So the rain and the snow, it's all right. The rain music goes unbelievably hard. I love the rain music. It's some of my favorite music in the game. The slimes there's umbrella slimes, there's umbrella zombies, raincoat zombies. Those are great. Once you're in hard mode, there's a nimbus clouds which can give you a really good magic weapon. And the snowiness can give you like the snow set, which is all right early game. But that really shines in hard mode because you can get the frost armor from frost cores. You can get frost wings really easily. This is a solid event. That it's just nice music, and you can benefit from it if you're in hard mode. Beyond that, you don't benefit from it unless it's early game. But honestly, I really like that. I'm gonna throw it above the Goblin Army. The Goblin Army is probably a little bit more useful, but overall, they're pretty similar. They're pretty similar, I would say. All right, similar to that event, we have the Windy Day. This was added in 1.4, I believe. There's like little balloon slimes that come in, little like dandelion things that fight you. Kind of cool. There's no like hard mode thing to it. It's just pretty early game stuff. You can buy a pinwheel from Traveling Merchant, I believe. That's about it. You can get paper plane things. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just eh. It's pretty C tier, to be honest. Oh god, there's so much in C tier. I'm gonna move these down to D tier because honestly, they're really not that good. I feel like Windy Day is a step above this because you have unique spawns and you can get kites. Next up, we have Thunderstorm. During the day and during the night. This is just rain, pretty much. I don't think there's anything unique about it. So the Thunderstorm is where both rain and a windy day combine. Lightning will occasionally flash on the screen, and it'll dim if it's like nighttime. And all the effects of the rain event that occur during a thunderstorm, and like, yeah, pretty cool music. But it's pretty much the same, if you ask me. We'll throw it. It's pretty nice music. During the nighttime, it's a little annoying, but it's kind of cool. I think it's a step below just the regular rain, but I think it was a cool addition. We'll throw a B tier. Why not? Not as good as. Yeah, it's pretty baseline. It's kind of. I like the event. The sound isn't as. The soundtrack isn't as good, so it'll be below. Alright, next up we got the Slime Rain event. This one is very helpful in pre-hard mode if you want to fight King Slime, if you're really early game. Very nice, you can kill a bunch of slimes, get a bunch of gel, a bunch of money, just free money. And yeah, it's just pretty fun, it's a little fun event. And nothing really to it. You can get pinkies and stuff and hopefully get a slime staff, but those are really rare, so I wouldn't count on it. Pretty alright music, I would say. For King Slime, it's pretty useful. Honestly, this is a pretty C tier event. I think I'm going to throw it above the Windy Day. It's a lot more useful than the Windy Day. But if you're past that pre-Eye Cthulhu stage in the game, it's just annoying. I mean, you can get gold from King Slime, but you have to grind out a bunch of slimes. You're kind of just sitting there like, why am I doing this? It's one of those events where you can't ignore it if you're on the surface because it's kind of annoying, but at that stage you can deal with the slime, so it's just kind of an annoyance, but it can be useful. Alright, next up on the list we have Torch God. So this event was added in 1.4. You have to spam a bunch of torches. There's actually a big backstory to this event. So there's a thing called Torch Luck that was added in 1.4, and people protested this by spamming torches that weren't of the biome variant. That's how you get torch luck. It's like ice torches in the ice biome and etc. They added in the torch god, which is a little feature. If there's too many torches, he fights you. He starts chucking little spirit fire bolt things at you. And once you beat him, you get the torch god's favor, and the regular torches turn into the biome torches. I really like this addition. I wouldn't really classify it as a... I guess it is an event. It's a kind of an event that you don't find unless you just spam torches for some reason. So, it's pretty good. I love the item you get from this event. It's a consumable, and you can swap it on and off, and you get the torch luck. Honestly, I'll throw it at. I love the concept of just how there's lore behind it from the Terraria community, and how you can now change what type of torches you place. I just like the concept. You have to be underground, by the way, for this to work. I'm pretty sure about that. For the last of the pre-hard mode events, Sandstorm Desert event. It's just Sandstorm. I don't know why I said desert, but it happens in the desert, as you can see. Very nice music. Very annoying in pre-hard mode, but once you're in hard mode, it can give you the little elemental things that spawn, spawn sandnado things. This was added in 1.3.3. I remember when they added it, and it was a pretty nice event. Yeah, Forbidden Armor's cool. It's a little magic / minion combo armor. I don't see many people using that armor that much. It's similar to Frost Armor, but I like the concept more. You can get like spirit bottles. You can get like a bunch of stuff from this event. You can actually get it's a way to get shark fins. Interesting enough. This is all in hard mode though. In pre-hard mode, pretty annoying event, honestly. It can kind of like grief your gameplay. I would think around B tier just because of the annoyance in pre-hard mode. If a sandstorm happens in your desert pre-hard mode and you're before the Eye Cthulhu, you're just not going to the desert. You can't cross the desert. Your desert's unusable. It's pretty annoying. For this, I'd probably throw it below a party even, because you don't really get anything out of it pre-hard mode. In hard mode, on the other hand, it's nice if you're magic or if you have minions, you want to get more minions, but even then it can kind of be more annoying. Next on the list, we have the Pirates. Now, the Pirates are a good event. It's pretty similar to the Goblin Army, except it's hard mode, and it can kill you, and it can one-shot you if you are in a hardcore mode. Look out, because holy shit, that destroyed me in my expert mode playthrough. Pirates is nice. You can get the cutlass if you're melee. You can get the coin gun. You can get pirate staff if you're summon. It's overall a pretty nice event. You can get the lucky coin discount card. That's all nice. The music's good. I like the music. Music is solid. I'm thinking around B tier. Probably over the Goblin Army. I'd probably put it over the Rain and Storm. Honestly, maybe A tier, but it is kind of annoying depending on what stage in the game you are for it, but you can make a pirate farm, which is also really nice. The concept's pretty fun. And they've updated it. You can get the Flying Dutchman. You know what? Yeah, the Flying Dutchman drops alone. I think this warrants an A tier. It can be kind of annoying. The only downside is it can be kind of annoying depending on what stage of the game you are at. If you have not defeated a mech boss, it can be hard to fight it if you don't have the hard mode armors, the hard mode ore armors that you go mining and get to. But I like the concept of the event. It's fun. You can get the pirate map from the ocean, from random mobs in the ocean, or it can spawn naturally, so it all depends. Alright, Solar Eclipse is up next. Now, Solar Eclipse can spawn in, I believe, at any stage in the game in hard mode after a mech boss has been defeated. So, Solar Eclipse can happen just anytime in hard mode, but it updates as you progress. So after 3 mechanical bosses have been defeated, you start to get the Reaper, and you can get the Death Sickle, one of my personal favorite weapons. And after Planetara has been defeated, that's when you get Mothron, Nailhead, Deadly Sphere, Psychos, Dr. Flyman's Butcher. Everything just upgrades. You want to do this after at least 3 mechanical bosses have been defeated, so you can get the Death Skull. But yeah, you can get the Moonstone from this event. Moonstone is very helpful. Nailhead can give you the nail gun, which is a pretty unique weapon, I gotta say. Mothron can give you the Broken Hero Sword. Back in the day, this event was, I mean, as events go, it was alright. But it needed the update. Because Broken Hero Swords were dropping from the guys that spawned. And it was like super hard to get. Oh my god. But yeah, Deadly Spheres, a good summon weapon. Overall, good stuff from it. I think it's kind of lacking in the range area, but yeah, you get the Eye Cthulhu, great yo-yo. This is another A tier, I would say. I'm gonna drop the Pirates down because I think this kind of takes the cake. The Pirates aren't really A tier, to be honest. The Solar Eclipse, after the Death Skull, you can use that to Golem. You can use the stuff until you beat the game. The Moonstone is so useful. For this, I'd throw it A tier above Torch God, I would say. I don't know about S tier. I would put it below. I would say A tier. I think high A tier is a solid place for this, the Solar Eclipse. Next up, we're gonna do the Flying Saucer to Martian Madness. Martian Madness is a fun event. This is post Golem. You can find this little scanner guy, little UFO in the space layer. Or outer parts of the surface, apparently, but you want to go to like a floating island and go to space. I don't know what it's saying. You either want to break it or have it scan you and fly away. Actually, I don't know if it'll work if it breaks you. But anyways, it has to fly out, and you get the little Martian guys. I love this event, but it can be very grindy. The event's very nice. There's a bunch of unique enemies. Little Martian guys that run around. There's a Martian engineer, officer, and gunner. There's a Giga Zapper guy. That's a crazy name. He shoots little things at you. There's a Scutlix, little guy riding a little creature of some sort. There's drones that are really annoying if you're not careful. Tesla turret that could really mess you up if you're not careful. Martian walkers is some little thingamabob, little guy with the long legs. And of course the Martian saucer, the main guy. He will drop the Cosmic Car Key, which in 1.3 was awesome because that was like the way to travel with infinite flight. However, this has changed from 1.4, so it's not as good. It hasn't been really updated. I love this event. I think this event, you know, it's kind of dated. I'll give it that, but I think it's a great event. I think this is around B tier. It's a little dated. Influx Waver is great for melee from the Martian Saucer. We got Charge Blaster, that's what it was. That's a really interesting magic weapon. It's like the Last Prism, but not. It's like the Timu Last Prison. It's great. There's like the laser machine gun. That's pretty cool. Xenopopper. That's a really interesting ranged weapon. Underrated. Nobody uses that. But yeah, nobody really does the Martian Madness anymore. It's honestly underrated. I will throw it high B for that. One of my favorite additions to 1.3, honestly. Influx Waver back in the day was comparable to the Terrorblade. Now it's not even comparable. Terrorblade got mega buffed in 1.4.4, but great event. The Pumpkin Moon. Now the Pumpkin Moon is a pretty cool moon. Pretty cool event that is post Plantera. You need ectoplasm from the dungeon, a hardcore dungeon, and you need pumpkins, and you need hollowed bars, I believe. So yeah, for the Pumpkin Moon, I've talked about this in my moon tier list already, so I'll kind of spare you guys a little bit. And I've also done a Pumpkin Moon weapons tier list during Halloween, so I've already talked about this. Pumpkin Moon's really fun. It's really fun. I don't know if I like it more than the Frost Moon. I like the music more, and I tend to play it more. It's a good event. It's a solid event. I think this is gonna have to go in A tier. It would be kind of stupid to not throw it in A tier. It's pretty helpful and just a great event. It's really fun to just grind out, even late game, super late game, if you want to just like see how far you can get. It's really fun to do it in multiplayer for sure. And yeah, just overall good event. I'll throw it above Torch God. And honestly, over Solar Eclipse. Yeah, I've just praised this in the past. You guys know the drill. It just shows how good events can be in Terraria, and just like a great concept of what an event should be, if you ask me. So great in multiplayer. I would say S tier in multiplayer. Next up, we got the Frost Moon, very similar to the Pumpkin Moon, but a Christmas themed and not Halloween themed. This adds a little bit more stuff. There's a Santa NK. You guys know the drill. I've talked about this in my moon tier list. I have not made a Frost Moon tier list though for Christmas. I could do that. That could be kind of interesting. However, yeah, it's the Frost Moon. I've talked about it in my moon tier list. It's great, similar to the Pumpkin Moon. I personally like the Pumpkin Moon music a little bit more, and I tend to find the drops more useful, such as the Horseman's Blade. But the Frost Moon is a lot more helpful if you're, I would say, if you're ranged and magic. For the Pumpkin Moon, it's a lot more helpful if you're melee or summon. I like melee and summon as a class more, so that's why I prefer it. And also just the enemies I tend to like more. But the Frost Moon, yeah, you guys know my opinions on this. I've basically gone over this before. It's a great moon though. I like the Frost Moon. Definitely A tier. Last but not least, we have the Pillars. Now, the Pillars, great addition to 1.3. Holy crap. I honestly blown away of the concept of the Pillars. People shit on the Pillars mostly because of the Solar Pillar. I'm gonna be honest. And I don't even blame them. The Solar Pillar sucks ass, but I love the Pillars. The Pillars are great. They're hard. It's a good stage to the end of the game until Moonlord. And if you're in solo, they can throw you off. Honestly, they can chuck you around and stuff. This happens after Lunatic Cultist has been defeated. Great end to the game. I think this is a perfect end to the game. It's definitely S tier. Honestly, I would throw the Pillars on the top. You know, people shit on the Pillars, but as a concept in the game, the highlight of 1.3, it's just great. I would say it's the best event. The different type of moon for the different type of classes in the game. I love the concept. I couldn't come up with this. I remember when this came out, I was a little iPad kid sitting on the couch watching like Hero. Oh my god, if you guys know Hero, leave it down in the comments if you made it this far in the video. Pillars are great. Great end to the game. I love the Pillars. They can be hard, and people don't like them because they're hard. But I think that's a good way to end the game. At that stage, you can take the hardness. That sounds really weird. But yeah, that about does the list, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to use code Albino in the Fortnite item shop. Check out one of my streams. I don't know if I'm still going to be streaming, but I'm going to try and get this list out. Thank you guys. And with that being said, take care and bye-bye.